December 8, 1941. The nation holds its breath. Yesterday, America watched the world from afar. Today, war has crossed the ocean. The House chamber is packed, every seat filled, every face tense.
I'd been in that room 1,000 times, but this was different. The silence was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. We were all thinking about those boys in Hawaii and what came next. You looked at the guy next to you, maybe someone you'd argued with yesterday, and saw the same fear. We were all in the same boat now.
My father fought in the Great War. He never spoke of it, but I saw it in his eyes. Sitting in that gallery, I saw powerful men look small, scared. The podium at the front felt like the center of the world. We waited for one man to give voice to our horror.
Behind that empty podium, the American flag hangs, a silent witness. For over 150 years, America kept its distance from the world's quarrels. But yesterday changed everything. The flag now represents a wounded nation, a sleeping giant suddenly awakened. The question on every mind, what will we do now? A stir at the back. He is here. Franklin Delano Roosevelt enters, supported by his son, cane in hand. His face is resolute. He moves slowly down the aisle, each step monumental.
From the press gallery, we watched him come. In Britain, we prayed for America to join us. Seeing Roosevelt, you felt the weight of history. He was changed, just as the country was changed.
When he passed, you wanted to steady him, but you didn't. His strength was in his eyes, pure steel. He wasn't just a president, he was the country's resolve. Every person in that room, Republican or Democrat, was an American first. He reached the podium, arranged his papers, and gripped its sides. The world seemed to pause.
He stands before Congress, microphones ready to carry his words to millions. He is their anchor in a terrifying storm. The silence is almost unbearable. He looks out over the faces before him, making eye contact with senators, representatives, and justices. He takes a deep breath. The fate of a generation rests on his words. The nation and the world waits. Scene condensed for impact. He begins. His voice is calm but hard with anger. No preamble. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The phrase hangs in the air, capturing the nation's shock and outrage.
When he said that, a shiver went through me. He gave us the words for our betrayal. We'd been negotiating for peace. The word infamy was perfect.
We expected a flowery speech. FDR gave us something colder. He spoke like a prosecutor. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. Each word landed with force. This was an act of war.
He details the deception. Japanese diplomats in Washington offering false assurances. The attack was not just military, but a profound act of duplicity. Congress listens, shock hardening into fury. The path forward is becoming clear, and it is dark. Scene focused on the speech's core. As Roosevelt speaks, the chamber is silent, absorbing a world-changing truth. Lawmakers, once divided, sit rigid. Political lines dissolve.
The bitter debates vanished. Roosevelt's words forged a new unity. Across the room, former enemies were just Americans now.
Faces were pale or flushed with anger. One congressman polished his glasses, unable to look up. The weight of responsibility was visible. The president's voice filled the room, but the silence was just as powerful.
I looked up at the flag. It wasn't just cloth anymore. It was what we were ready to defend. Roosevelt spoke of an attack on our way of life. Under that flag, resolve began to rise above the shock. The debate was over. The time for talk was done. Scene trimmed for clarity and emotion.
Roosevelt lists the targets: Malaya, Hong Kong, Guam, the Philippines, Wake Island, Midway. The names are a drumbeat of doom. This was a coordinated campaign, not a rogue act.
With each name, the room got colder. This wasn't just Pearl Harbor. It was a fire spreading across the map. We had people on those islands. It was our battle now.
He spoke of American lives lost. No numbers, just the human cost. Sailors and soldiers, sons and husbands killed without a chance to fight back. That image ignited our anger. It was a violation of every rule of decency.
The speech is simple, direct, designed for every American. Roosevelt uses repetition, driving home the deliberate nature of the attack. He builds his case, leaving no doubt. The U.S. was the victim of a monstrous act. There is no ambiguity, only right and wrong. Scene condensed for narrative drive. Roosevelt reaches the climax. His voice rises with righteous power. No matter how long it may take us, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. The words electrify the chamber, a sacred pledge.
Absolute victory. For us in Britain, those words were a lifeline. It was the turning point.
When he asked for the declaration of war, it was almost a formality. The decision was already made. A state of war has existed. He asked us to acknowledge reality. The response was immediate, a roar of approval.
The applause is thunderous, a nation finding its voice. The vote is swift and nearly unanimous. Only one dissenting vote, drowned out by the chorus of ayes. It is official. America is at war. Scene focused on the pivotal moment. The speech lasted just over 6 minutes. America was changed forever. Isolationism was over. The U.S. was now a primary actor in the world's greatest conflict. The sleeping giant was awake, filled with resolve.
Leaving the Capitol, everything felt different. Faces on the street were serious, determined. The arguments of yesterday seemed small. We were a nation at war. I listened to the speech again that night. For the first time, I felt we had a clear purpose.
That speech brought us together. Roosevelt gave us the words we needed. He focused our anger and grief into unity. He drew a line in the sand, treachery on one side, righteous might on the other. The nation made its choice.
The Day of Infamy speech endures as a moment of national unity and destiny. Roosevelt's words echoed across the nation, a call to arms, a promise, and the start of a new era.